Deborah Damon will be the last person to testify for this section. We're out of time for this section. We'll be moving on to the Business, Commerce, and Transportation section. We'll follow this after testimony from Ms. Damon.
Hello, thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm Deborah Damon. I am with Senate District 24 in Williamson County. Can you hear me okay? Mm-hmm. No?
Yeah, mine.
Is this better? Okay, thank you. I'm a little nervous here, but I just wanted to say I think we really just have an educational problem here. Okay, if we study our Constitution, we will understand what it says. And make sure you are looking at the original Constitution. Believe it or not, I found there's different versions of the Constitution. But obviously, we are here because we think our state is a mess. We see, our government here even encroaching on us. So we are here to do something about it and to speak to our legislators. Okay, so I'm just going to say, for instance, all of you represent a Senate district. So change that. You are a representative of a state. Okay? You are here because we are unhappy with what our federal government is doing. They are taking our rights away. They are telling us how we live. They are taking our finances away. Our lives are being affected by what our federal government is doing. So as a state, you are gathering together, just like you are right now, to make amendments to our platform and as a message to our legislators. That is what happens with a convention of states. Okay, if you do not believe in the system, why are you here? Seriously, why are you here? If you are so afraid of our system and how a convention works, why are you here? Okay, Convention of States is exactly this. It is a right for our states to get together to talk about the things we do not like our federal government doing. It is our right to talk to our neighboring states. Say, I don't like this, we need to change this, what can we do? Then it goes back to these states where we are here in our legislatures to make the amendments and approve them. Okay, it's much harder this way on purpose, so we don't have a government that gets out of control. So Convention of States is constitutional, and if you are afraid, you're in the wrong place.
Thank you for the testimony, Ms. Damon. The chair at this time will call forward Francisco Canseco.
Mr. Chair, I was informed to use the podium mic, and you just have to get real close to it, and it is working.
Hello, can you hear me?
I'm sorry. We've concluded testimony
on
for
the
the section.
Constitution agenda. I did register.
We have concluded testimony for that section. We have a limited amount of time for testimony, and as I announced at the beginning, we would only be hearing 12 minutes of testimony on each section of the platform. We actually heard 16 minutes of testimony on this because I know it was a passionate issue for so many people. So we are not taking any more testimony on constitutional issues, ma'am.
All right, I just say that we need our own national sovereignty.
We are not taking any more testimony. We are not. You are out of order. You are out of order. Thank you. We will take testimony from Francisco Canseco, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Francisco Canseco, SD 26. I'm a member of the State Executive Committee, Senatorial District. I've been a lawyer for 47 years. I've also have a law degree from the University of Paris in France in law, and I'm also a constitutional lawyer. I'm here to advise you how important it is that this committee approve the plank on Convention of States. Currently, I have a lawsuit against Nancy Pelosi, Kamala Harris, United States Senator Patrick Leahy, President pro temp of the Senate, and Charles Schumer. And the cause number is 5:22-CV-00093. And what it does is that it calls for a convention of states, includes the state of Texas as a necessary party, and making sure that even though as a temporary chair, Nancy Pelosi will call it, but after that, there is absolutely no role that the Congress plays here. As a former member of Congress, I experienced pushing through the House of Representatives, a amendment to the Constitution for a balanced budget amendment. What happened is that we didn't reach the magic number. We contend in our lawsuit that we do have the magic number of 36 states, and we are prepared to prove it. All parties have now been served. I would appreciate that the Republican Party of Texas support this effort as the effort of everyone that wants to have a constitutional amendment that would vouchsafe and preserve all of the values of life, liberty, God, and country. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And if there are any questions from you or any of your committee, I'd be more than happy to answer.
Thank you, Mr. Canseco. Appreciate your testimony. We'll now move to the Business, Commerce, and Transportation section. If I could get one of the staff to bring me the testimony sheets for Business, Commerce, and Transportation. Okay, thank you. Could you please go back there and just put them in?
I need to understand, because I'm new to all this, but
Sure.
point of order, we were supposed to be business, commerce, and transportation, and we actually, embarrassed an elderly woman. She wasn't allowed to speak, and I thought it was supposed to just be 12 minutes, and then he speaks. Point of order, maybe I just don't understand the rules,
Okay,
but
then I will
thought we were doing business, commerce, and transportation.
Then
or
I will
is he part
explain-
of something, some secret kind of order?
Then I will explain the rules to you if you don't understand the rules. As chairman of the committee, the only people that are permitted to speak are delegates or alternates to the convention or elected officials or party officials. I heard testimony from more than enough people for the time that we had allotted to this section. I have the ability to make a decision to allow expert testimony or to allow testimony from an official of the Republican Party if I choose to do so. I concluded that section, and I gave Mr. Canseco the courtesy of being able to speak as a party official. So that's why I allowed him to speak. That's why we finished testimony from that section, and we'll be moving to the next section now. Okay? I'm sorry I didn't explain that ahead of time. I probably should have. Yeah, but that's why I did what I did. So, if it happens again, I'll try to say something before the testimony comes up. Business commerce and transportation. We're just going to so after that, we finance. Okay, business, commerce, and transportation. The testimony will come from Nate. It starts with a G. I can't read the handwriting. Deborah Boehm, Paul Morinville, and then Roy Smith. So Nate from SD9.
Nate Goralia. So I was looking at the top 15 list, and I was a little surprised to see that there was no mention of infrastructure. There was no mention of supply chain. There's not one single person in this room that has not been affected by either one of those current issues, especially as there's not one single U.S.-owned steamship line. Those are the people that own the vessels that move our cargo around the world. If we don't invest in our actual infrastructure, the roads that follow freight, our ports, our railroads, we're going to fall behind. Texas is known for leading the way. We have pride to say that Texas, we're the first. Well, this isn't one of them, folks. Port Houston infrastructure is overwhelmed. BNSF Railroad up in Alliance, the Union Pacific Railroad in South Dallas is completely overwhelmed. Truck parking, forget about it. I'm sure everybody has driven up Highway 45, 35, and you see the trucks lined up on the side of the roads. You see them lined up in the truck spots.
Hey, Nate. I don't know if you're familiar with the rules, but the rules are when you're giving testimony, you address the chair.
Oh.
So just face this way, okay?
Will do.
Thanks.
And it's very dangerous. So we need money for truck parking. There are 3.5 million truck drivers in this country, and there are only 310,000 parking spots. It's making it very difficult to attract people to come into our industry, especially women who represent less than 8% of the driver force. We need to provide safe parking, lit parking, bathrooms, showers. We need to finish our constructions down in World Trade. Laredo processes 16,000 trucks a day. So if we don't invest in this critical infrastructure, which I see as low-hanging fruit, we're going to lose to ports such as Louisiana, who's currently building the nation's first fully autonomous port.
All right, thank you for your testimony. Next will be Deborah Boehm, then Paul Morinville, Roy Smith, and Jade Chance. Deborah, before you start, Nate, we do have a plank in there, it's actually in the National Defense section about China restricting ownership. And one of the things that I'm hoping to do is to amend that to include more infrastructure items. So it doesn't directly address what you were testifying about, but it's an improvement. So thank you for your testimony. Yeah, Deborah?
Howdy, Mr. Chairman and committee members. My name is Deborah Boehm. I'm with Senate District 8. This is regarding line 355 of the amended version, Texas resistance to the Great Reset. I propose that we add item F, against environmental, social, and governance scores, ESG scores. Specifically, the plank would read, we oppose